you can have some better lasers. Where's that? Of course it's in a section where I don't have lasers. You just got trained. Ha 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 ha! Sucks to be you. G'day mate, welcome back to Factorio with me, JD. This episode I want to start off with launching the last component. That goes in there, that goes in there, that goes in there, that. I want to change to a buffer chest so I can actually request out of it should I need to. But I want to launch the last part of our Drydock construction. So this is my SubX series. Therefore, every single subscriber of the channel, I'm actually giving away a free SpaceX Spaceship 2. But to do that, I need to complete the Drydock. And then we actually get into making of spaceships, which is going to be, I have a feeling expensive. Well, actually, no, it's going to be expensive. But we'll get this part done first. So, congratulations, pat yourself on the back. Drydock done. We just need to build some ships. How many ships? I would say well in excess of 5,000. Click subscribe to get your own ship. Well, look. It's not my fault. The mod told you to do it. Like, if Factorio is speaking to you and telling you you should subscribe, obviously, you should just scroll down a little bit, make sure the red subscribe button is actually now turned grey, and away we go. Yeah, so click subscribe to get your own ship. I really hope this Drydock doesn't require any maintenance. So do I. Because to complete each SubX spaceship, I need to launch one production field, one fusion reactor, one habitation, one life support, one astrometrics lab, one command console, I think it's called, 2 lots of fuel cells, 4 lots of thrusters, 10 hull components, and 1 fast and light drive. If we look at our tech, so let's start with thrusters. Thrusters require 100 processing units, 100 electric engines, 100 low-density structures, 100 pipe, and 50 speed modules. That's okay. Hull component, we needed 10 of these. Steel and low-density structures, just 2,500 low-density structures and 1,000 steel. Okie dokie. Fuel cells, we needed 2 of these from memory. So it's 200 steel, 200 processing units, 200 more low-density structures, with just a chump change of 1,000 rocket fuel. Protection fields, quite cheap as chips. Just 100 energy shield Mark IIs. We'll just pop them from nowhere. Habitation modules, 100 steel, 100 plastic, 100 processing units, 100 low-density structures. Life support, 100, 200. Oh, and 50 prod mods, just in case you thought things were getting too cheap. Command center, 200 plastic, 100 processing units, 100 low-density structures with 50 of each module. Awesome. Fusion reactor. Oh, that one's cheap. That's only 100 portable fusion reactors, and each one of those requires 50 low-density structures. So that's 500 low-density structures. Astrometrics lab. Oh, look. It's got more low-density structures. Just in case you thought we were all out, we need a few more low-density structures. And then, of course, fast and light, which actually requires a couple of different researchers to complete. You know, there's the production version, and then there's the utility version. Although I think I can do either one of those. Yeah, I could either do a productivity version or a utility version. Or I think I could probably do both. Actually, now I'm curious. Start. Oh no, I need to do both of them separately. They're both a requirement. Oh god. But then we get to the last one, which is super cheap. And then we get to give every single one of our spaceships a fast and light drive, which is sort of required so I can ship the spaceship to you, which is, that one's cheap. It's only 100 low-density structures. It's the 500 of each module in this one that comes back to haunt you. So, I want to avoid, for the moment, anything that require modules. So I'm not doing thrusters. We're going to do hull components because that seems cheap, apart from the whole 2,500 low density structures. Fuel cells, they don't require modules. I'm trying to save my modules so we can use them. 100 shields, we can do that, which actually they also need low density structures. Habitation, we can do one of those, and nope, and nope, and yes. Okay, so we're doing all the researches that do not require any modules, but yeah, I need to launch one of these for every single one of you guys, and just working on the basis of 5,000 of you, that is 115,000 rockets, because to get your protection field into space, it needs to be launched in a rocket. Your fusion reactor, rocket. Habitation, rocket. Life support, astrometrics, command center, all in separate rockets. Both your fuel cells go up in 2 separate rockets. Your thrusters go up in 4 separate rockets. All 10 hull components go up in 10 separate rockets, and then your FTL drive also goes up in another rocket. So that's 10, 23 rockets per SubX spaceship. So at 5,000 of them, and we're well past 5,000, that's a cool, neat, 115,000 rockets I need to launch. This is going to be one hell of a series. Don't forget, the mod told you, and I'm going to remind you, that if you click subscribe, you get your own SubX spaceship. So what actually happens is, when the ship is launched, well, when the first ship's launched, we're going to get a log up here, and the mod will randomly pick a name from the current subscriber list, and list that name, and then I'm going to ship that spaceship directly to you. So that's the plan. The other plan is to turn that off because it's not meant to be on. It was on for an earlier episode or for a screenshot. So this episode, I want to do three things. First things first, I want to delete that blueprint. I want to get a brand new blueprint of that. Click that button, click create blueprint, dump that down there, and double up our power. Second thing I want to do is we're going to have to run over there manually to do it. Change that to 250 of them. I'm going to need some significant prod mods this episode. I also want one of them. Come on, let me through here. So I want to start decommissioning these coal builds, and the way I'm going to do it is I'm literally going to pull my miners out of it. I'm going to pull my miners out of the machine, and then we're just going to let this drain, because it's got 4,000 copper in there. 4,000 coal in there. I really don't want in my pocket. Same with this one. I'm going to pull that one out, let it drain. That's a belt that goes nowhere, which will actually deconstruct. This runs these 2 power plus all these power. That we're just going to drain them. We're going to move across to nuclear power. Probably because it's slightly more UPS efficient. Well, actually is more UPS efficient. At the same time, I just want... Basically, I want these done. You're running that one, which is burning excess coal, which I could recycle into plastic instead. And you're burning wood. So I'm actually going to cut those ones as well. And that one... And that one. Because you can exist to burn wood. Yeah. So we're going to cut things well and truly back. On top of that, our copper patch is almost dead. So I'm going to preemptively craft 2... I'm going to need 3 of these. Preemptively dump all that coal in the network. Set up input priority, right? Set up a couple of miners to start on the next patch. Hi, biters. I'll deal with you in a sec, actually. What direction are you coming from? You're coming from a spot where we actually haven't had any attacks so far. Hard up against our nuclear. And we know how well that ended last time around. So we'll just double up the lasers right there. As for our nuclear build, I can now paste that down. and it automatically puts in the water. If I paste it a second time, it's going to put in the offshore pumps. So set up one of those, set up the other one right there. Tag that in there, put down another one, copy paste, fill you full of mini-me's as well. How many of those am I requesting? Quick 200, whoop. Quick add a 0 on there, and stand one tile inside the logic network, and on their way, not many. Robot problem still? Robot problem still. Okay. Okay, I want 2 of those in there. I want to add to this lane and that lane. You and you. Input priority left, input priority right. Click that through there. Yep. I got there in the end. That goes in there. That goes in there. Random iron plate on the ground. Bring those into there. And into there. Put down a third one, which is also going to do not trees, copper plates. Fill that up. Set that back to 20. And same story. We want to add into that lane and that lane. Input priority left, input priority right. That can go through to there, that can go through to there. Tag that in there, that in there. Copy that. Bring it up. You've got power, good, didn't break anything. Bonus points when you don't break things. That one goes in there and there. And done. Okay, so yeah, I don't need the efficiency module anyway. Alright, so that means we're tapping that copper and that copper's secondary. I'm hoping to drain this one out. We've stopped draining. That was quick. That coal. Yeah, power's still fine. So stop draining that coal, and also, wow, that drained really fast. That coal and that coal is slowly being burnt off. So we're going to be more dependent on nuclear, which is 700 degrees, so it's slowly heating up. Alright, so that's that problem sorted. Next problem is... we upped our battery count, but that needs low density structures, and we just looked at the tech tree. We know exactly how many low density structures we need. The answer is lots. Also going to improve this at the same time, because this is using tier 1 assemblers, which is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Actually, robots. Where are we up to with robots? Are you turned on? No, you're not turned on, and there is 200 construction robots. Let's turn you on. Yep, because now I'm going to go look at low density structures in a serious way. No, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use Magic Upgrade Planner, because it's definitely copper at this end, and see if we can get copper. Actually, let's just start with the top belt, because everything gets put onto the top belt. That's 200. That is low density structures, isn't it? Whew, yeah, it is. Just checking. How much belts in the network? 0. How much belts at this end of the network? 5k. Not. Oh. I didn't cap it because I knew you would use it all eventually. But I also thought the chests, because I didn't think about it, because these are the new titanium chests, so they store more. I only thought chest held 2.4k. These hold a little bit more than 2.4k. We're going to cap you to there, to there, to there. We're going to say, hey, you know what? If there's the green belt is greater. Oh, no. You're allowed to run if the green belt is less than 2,000. Yep. And we're going to do the same. You're allowed to run if the purple belt is less than 2,000. Let's just bring down our cap a little bit. Because I'd really, really like to actually have some belts. Yeah, we can't even upgrade all of this. Cool. Alright, so whilst we have that problem, let's add more problems to our list. We're going to have you upgrade from a tier 3 assembly machine to a tier 5 assembly machine. Main reason I'm doing this is I actually want to start filling the base with more productivity modules. Basically, I don't want to slow anything down, but I want to squeeze more productivity out of what we have. And actually, the best example is going to be this one. So we're doing 1.1 for 2.5 out. No, we're still waiting on some blue belt. If I just run over here and physically upgrade all of these guys, we can now see we're doing 1.2 in for 3.36 out. So a lot more out, but not that much more in. And that's what I basically want to do. I want to go around the base and I want to upgrade everything to have productivity modules that can have productivity modules. And then at the same time, upgrade them to bigger and better assembly machines. And if I do this correctly, in one single pass, it should upgrade the assembly machine and upgrade the productivity module. And as we have a few thousand productivity modules in the network, MOG 2.7 thousand in the network, modules are not really an issue currently. But why did that not get selected to be upgraded? It looks like when they're being upgraded... Yeah, when the assemblers upgrade, it refreshes or cancels the upgrade on the module as well. And that, I just realized, is a problem. Otherwise, there should be none of those on a belt. Okay. Oh, that was the other thing. Now we actually have bigger and better belts running. You guys. So, the way this works is it outputs 30 copper cable, which, as you can see, this machine does not have its copper cable. It's going to barely ever get its copper cable. Why is there a difference? Hang on. 8 machines, yep. 8 machine. You don't have your beacons at the end. That's a mistake. And I copied that from here, which I need to manually go up there and fix. Okay, we're going to try and get that done this episode as well. Where were we? So this outputs 30 copper cable onto a half a belt that's only going to support 22.5. But now I have access to green belt, which actually carries 60 items per second, being 30 per lane. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're also going to upgrade these guys to make them go a little bit faster. I'm also going to upgrade all of these guys to have productivity modules. I need to upgrade their assemblers shortly. We're going to do these guys to do productivity modules. Nope. These guys do productivity modules. Sure, we'll do them both in one hit. Well, that failed. We'll try again. We want you to do upgrade modules. I cannot do I can't put productivity in this or this. I can put productivity in... So at the moment you're a 2.5 iron in for a, everything is perfect ratio system. I'm going to go to that type. And then I'm going to put those in there. Which now means we should be 2.4 in, but more importantly, now we have excess machine capability. So it's really going to be like 2.2 in. I wouldn't call it a massive saving, but it's a saving nonetheless. And I cannot put productivity modules in train tracks, or I would, but I can put productivity modules in political science. So we're going to do that one too, which means I can get rid of all these beacons. And where are those assembly machines? Upgrade them to be bigger and better assembly machines. Yellow science, same story. We're going to rip up those, put those in, and upgrade the assembly machines. So we should have more productivity out, slightly more productivity out for the same amount of productivity, or roughly the same amount in. But obviously you guys are being held up by low density structures, which needs me to severely yell at it. First off, with more productivity modules. That's as far as we've got in the build. Oh no, there's more. Bots are bringing stuff. Excellent. And until I fix a copper issue, there is no point going any further with physically upgrading those machines. So, let's go through what I have to upgrade. You're done. You're done. You're done. You're not done. So let's go those machines. Those machines. Those guys don't matter. Those machines are already done. They're already done. That's done. I can put productivity modules in these. They use circuits. That's actually not a bad idea. So let's do that whole bus as well. There's another 200, 300 circuits gone. And then that just leaves low density structures, which... Fine, we'll do it. Alright. But, what I have to do, I had to go fix the other red circuits, and then we need to come back to productivity modules. Also can upgrade that and that, make them go a little bit faster. Okay, red circuits, and then low density structures. That's right, because we're just going to chew through low density structures like you would not believe with this SpaceX SubX mod. So, upgrade final. First off, change blue belt to green belt. Blue belt becomes green, green becomes blue. Green becomes blue. Okay, one job done. Second job, let's see if... Yeah, that's easy enough to fix. Okay, corners are a little bit more difficult. Okay, let's trim that back a bit further. Let's go up. Let's put you in place, you in place, you in place, you in place, you in place before I screw something else up. You need to go up and around like that, which means you go there. And you go there. Okay, bots are going to come do this eventually. If I had some bots in the network, 19 construction bots. Yeah. So I've been pulling all the bots out of the network. But of course, we don't have any battery Mark IIs to replace the bots in the network. So I think our interim solution is we do have bot Mark 2, but not Mark 3. Yeah, our interim solution is that. Because if I have no construction bots, I have way bigger problems, like 330 things that need done. Not to mention when attacks happen like this, things won't get replaced. You can have some better lasers. Where's that? Of course it's in a section where I don't have lasers. You just got trained. Ha 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 ha! Sucks to be you. Okay, so yeah, we're just going to put some of these bots in the network. I can always pull them back out of the network. That's not really an issue, or wait for a biter to eat them. That works too. Okay, so... Alright, I want to look at our belts. So you have a solid lane of green circuits going in. Awesome. You do not have a solid lane of green circuits going in because reasons. What reasons would those be? All the smelters are running at full speed. All the iron is running at full speed. You're trying your absolute dandiest, but you're just not quite outputting a full blue belt. So, red circuits. Are red circuits actually held up? I would go with no. Everything seems... Oh, you're missing a beat every now and then. That belt's not moving. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to siphon some material across. So we're going to have you output to your right. That gives me a full belt into there, which is going to make this belt slightly short. So then, again, we're going to siphon from here and fill that belt. Which then could potentially make this now new right-hand belt a little bit short, like this. Which means I'm going to do the exact same again. I'm going to siphon off this belt, which is obviously dead and doing nothing, and siphon it to the right as well. Same problems happening right here, right now. So we're going to do the exact same. We're going to have you siphon to your other right. Yep. Which will fill up this, which will make red circuits go as fast as possible. Then we're going to do... Nope, it's the other direction we're going. So the belt we just stole off will then fill back up, which is not going at full speed. What belt are you? You're the belt that goes into... Hang on. Into modules first. You're also doing modules first. Go away! Can I get any more lasers? I get one more laser. And another laser. Biters. Biters, we played with you guys last series. Go away. Just go away. Be gone. Alright. Where was I? So this is the one that feeds into here, which we're going to prioritize to there, and the rest of it goes down to blue circuits. Blue circuits could have a little bit of a shortfall if needs be, so actually what we want to do is the exact reverse. So I want to have you siphon to your right to fill this belt, which goes into blue circuits. A bit of a mute point, actually. So no, I think that's it. We're going to top up that. This belt still has a whole lane that's not even moving, so we should be good. And the lane that's not even moving tops up the end of blue circuits, which is not even running, so yeah. But that hopefully makes red circuits a little bit more healthy. Okay, so there's that problem done. Walking away from this problem by... next problem was 35 assembly machines missing. Yeah, that's a problem. Okay, we'll find them eventually. Or they're hidden in my inventory. They're hidden in my inventory. We can be a big boy and set them back to 50. I don't think we need quite that many. Which assembly machines? Those ones. Bump, 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 bump. I feel like a lot of these are wasted. So we're going to have to do a quick recount afterwards and confirm. All these guys have their productivity modules. Yeah, it looks like we did productivity modules first and then assembly machines second. Okay, so that's that problem done. That problem done. Back to our copper belt, which even after my shunting to blue belt has not really helped that much. No, that upgrade plan. Okay, this is gonna upgrade to, that's where I am, 220. How much is in the network? 1.7k. Cool. With that knowledge, let's do the third belt. And let's also do... Hang on, let me find it. Our split-offs. So let's take these guys up to blue belt. Because this is pretty much the end of our copper bus. We don't really take things past here. Past here we have solar panels. If solar panels slow down a little bit, it's not really the end of the world. But yeah, low density structures are, we just ascertained, super important. Super duper duper important. Which means I think we're going to do a quick bus injection. Actually, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to confirm that this could never be a problem by just flat outright upgrade planar wasting all the way to there. Okay, with that said and done, we're going to take another minor thingamajiggy bob. We're going to put it there. I'm going to actually craft it. I'm going to go logistics. You, can I have 140, please? Stand inside the network. Okay, hang on. So I have two choices. I could make 3 red belt or 2 blue belt. I think we're going to go for 2 blue belts. So if I copy from there to there, we know that that runs a blue belt's worth. Input and output. Have all those been delivered? Yes. Set you back to 20. We're going to set you to copper and throw everybody in there. Cool. We're actually going to run it that way. I want 2 of those, which we're going to tag with upgrade planner because I don't actually carry the blue ones on me. You think spots, you just ran off with my blue belts. Tag that in there, tag that in there. Obviously you're going to need, nope, that type of power pole. So we copper in, and then we just need, well actually we need to do a few things. We need to drag that up and drag that up. And now I got 2 choices. I can either force everything up. So, well, force everything down and inject from the top. Or we could just load from the top, which I think is what we're going to do. No, I do need to force things down. Sorry, put that back. Output. Input left, output right. So I'm going to force everything down the bus. Oh, that's such a horrible way of doing things. So the way these work is you make sure you put them all in. So what this does, it forces everything up the bus. And if I inject from the top, I need to force everything down to clear room at the top and then force everything back up. Well, technically, I should be able to just inject at the bottom. So let's test this out really quickly. I want to input priority from the right. And it's obviously not going to work till we hook it up. And that's obviously not going to happen till we have coal. And that's obviously not going to happen till the build is built. So let's do that, let's do that, let's do blue belt to there to there. Coal patch. It's probably easier if I literally make another one of these. Rather than running the coal belt all the way through. Unless I have power somewhere else, I can coal somewhere else. Not really. They're all decommissioned, but that's one hell of a belt to run. Even that's not a terribly good idea. I could run that out. Actually, there's coal on the bus. Never mind. We're taking coal off the bus. Okay. You go back a tile. Because there's nothing that says we can't. Go away, forest. Okay, so you need a second to boot up. You now have 144, so you're ultra happy. I miss not seeing my trash slots, I have to admit. We're going to need another Roboport over here to get this corner built. Alright, coal in, copper out. Give it a sec to build momentum, and then we'll test this puppy out. That goes there. Come on. Come on, come on. That can go away, that can go away. That, I think, can be set to... Actually, let's go with 600 in, 600 out. And let's set you to 300 in with infinite, because we're going to start moving across. You, I never want more than 50 undergrounds, I don't think. Same with you, 50 seems overkill. Okay, so in theory, we should be able to add this belt here, and we should see... Let me think. That belt should top up, which is then going to get moved up a lane, so this belt should top up, this belt should top up. That's probably going to be too low and it'll miss it, but that's okay. We can add more. And that's full. Not this one, because we've forced up again. We've forced up again, so it's now this lane is full. And if I put this on here, again, it can't force it up any higher, so we've actually filled up the bottom couple of lanes, which is still short of our objective of hitting the top two. It has put pressure down the bus, so it might add a little bit. But if I move this to here, that'll get me another lane higher. So let's just do that. And then bring that in, whoop, like that. Get rid of this. Okay, so that's forced up to that lane, then that lane, then hang on, that lane, that lane, that lane. That's forced that up to the top lane. So, because it's this far back with this many splitters, it's now on the top lane. Then you're one later, so you should be able to get to... No, because you're behind this one. So you're 2 lanes lower, because you're 2 splitters further back. Okay, but if I put it in there... And do the same input priority that side. That's now 2 splitters back. So you're coming in here, and being forced up to this lane, which is being forced up to that lane, which is being forced up to that lane, which is forced up to that lane. So you're now on the second lane, which means you're now going to be full. Okay, cool. See? Makes sense? All right. I hope so. You have a splitter in at 40. You're going to do 48 copper in. We don't have that much copper. You're going to do 1.2. So I'm willing to bet if I count up 37 from the bottom rather than 40, that should be a full blue belt. 37. 44 point something. Okay, so if we move you down 3... which means if you get count up 37 as well, that'll be the other full belt's worth, which means you get trimmed. Be gone. That was an important power pole. Okay. So, a couple of trims later, we have up to low density structures. It now has a full copper belt in. It should be happy and glorious. This episode has gone way longer than I had hoped. But on the bright side, we have partial spaceship castings. I have no idea what's holding up chemical science. What's holding up chemical science? The build itself. Which now does how much science per minute? 3.6. So, chemical science is what's holding us up, which is purely limited by the build is only ratioed to go that fast. Again, there's some copper cable that needs to work its way through the system. That's why those active providers are at the end to clear off any previous mistakes JD may or may not have caused. Red circuits are going great. Battery McGee is going okay. We actually have some low density structures, which is a bonus. Although I have a feeling most of them are going to be going to the rocket silo. Anyway, that's where we're going to leave this episode. We now know we need to do like 130,000 rocket launches, which is, you know, between you, me, and friends, absolutely nothing. But yes, if you click the subscribe button, that does add to the tally. At the same time, the mod will actually, as I said, use the YouTube API and pull your name out of YouTube. So yeah, there's going to be lots of names popping up in the SpaceX log as the series continues. Anyway, that's where we're going to end it. Also means we can wipe that, which will clear up some material, and I can wipe that, which will clear up more material, and that can be... No. I'm going to put a special assembler right there. Special assembler right there. That's where I'm going to put it. And that'll be our SpaceX assembler. But it also means next episode, even though I really want to go off-site and I want to start doing things off-site, we need to work out what we need to automate for SpaceX components inside this base and have them automated properly at a reasonable ratio. And one of them, obviously, was low-density structures, which is semi-fixed. It's short on plastic. How much plastic are we using? I think I'm just going to blue belt it. 22. Why are we short on plastic? Because JD didn't blue belt it. So yeah, I'm going to call it here for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you're enjoying. I will just play with some blue belt between the episodes. And I'll see you guys in the next episode where, yeah, much more automation is required. Anyway, that's it. I'm out. Thanks for watching. Bye.